When you first log into easyvet, this is what you will see. We call it the dashboard. This is basically where you can view essentially your entire day. You can see all the appointments for today. On the left, you will see a list of doctors based on the hospital you're working at. So please pick the doctors that are working based on your hospital and your hospital schedule. On your dashboard, you can navigate to the communication tab, where you can see all the communications placed for clients. Whether it's incoming texts from clients, callbacks placed from a team member, or notes placed by a department for that client. You can also view the hospital list. This will show you patients who are hospitalized. From here, you can view the client, patient, and clinical screen. We also call it the blue screen, the purple screen, and the green screen. Let's start with the client screen, the blue screen. This is where you can view a client's, human's information, like their name, phone number, address, etc. This box, you would place contact information, like if you need to add more people to the account, a pet sitter, or any other information related to the client. On the right-hand side, there are drop-down menu items accordingly based on the client. For example, if you're creating an account for a senior citizen, you can pick the affiliation tab for a senior discount. You also need to notate where the client heard from us. This does not need to be entirely accurate, but required to save all this info. The client's birthday is also required. Since Sage handles controlled medication, the primary holder of this account needs to be over 18. This box is where you place finance notes. An example would be if a client will pay us later, or pet insurance information, or care credit info, etc. You will also be viewing clients' invoices, payments through this screen. And we will go over the finance screen in another video. Let's talk about the patient screen, the purple screen. In this screen, this is where you can view the pet's information, aka the patient. Here you can view the name, age, male or female, neuter or spay status, the species of the animal, the breed, and the color. Here on the right-hand side, you can fill and view what the primary vet is. This is important because it will allow us to reference where to get past records from and to send our records to. In this box, you'll fill out any important information about this patient. You will also have to ask the client what their pet temperament is. You can notate that here. From here, you can navigate various tabs. If you click this tab, you will view all clinical records for this patient. This tab shows you prescribed medications, and this tab, you will view all future and past appointments. This tab is all the attachments related to the patient, and you can also view communications in regards to this patient. Moving on to the clinical screen, the green screen. The clinical screen is essentially the medical record for the patient's visit. Every time a patient has an appointment, a new clinical screen is created, aka a new record. This is a screen where all clinical notes are documented. This is mainly for our clinical members to touch. We don't really fuss with it too much as a CSC, but there are a few things that we have to do. We'll also attach records to this screen directly if it's pertinent to the patient's visit. For example, if the patient has an appointment today, you can see the records are sent via email. You would attach those records to today's clinical record, not a past record. Same goes for communication. You always document communication notes on the most recent clinical record. This also goes with medication requests, which we'll go on and go over in another video. Navigating through easyvet could be very overwhelming and quite troublesome, just because there's a lot of different routes to navigate through different screens to get to your destination. It will take some practice, and I highly encourage playing around so you could find your way. Here are a couple of examples of navigating through the different screens. Starting off in the dashboard, you could right-click an appointment. Pick either the client or patient screen. You could also double-click the screen to enter directly into that clinical record. From the blue screen, you could pick a patient and double-click it, and you've entered the purple screen. From the purple screen, you could double click a clinical record and you've entered the clinical screen. From the clinical screen, you could click this and you'll enter the blue screen, and click this, you'll go back to the purple screen.